Stop the waste. Go green. Hi, I'm Cameron Givens, and let's reflect on the waste and pollution problem that we have in the world today. Here we have a clean environmental nature picture, but this is not a well representation of what nature looks like today. Here we have a more accurate representation of how some parts of the environment looks. There is plenty of waste, and animals and people are suffering from the consequences of waste pollution every day. A few years ago, give or take 20 or 30 years, nature and the environment was the most beautiful thing in the world. But because of people's lack of consciousness for the environment, it has taken a toll on the planet. Some things that have a big part in this are people not throwing away their trash or even just recycling. While researching this topic, I got to speak to 3 generations and get their input on the environment and waste pollution problem. Here are their responses. How has the environment and pollution changed for you over the years?
Pollution is there's a lot more things in the environment, so therefore pollution is much more prevalent. There's a lot more pollution. You go out to the dump, there's more pollution in the air, more pollution in the water, more pollution everywhere because we're making more products. So it has changed because there's more of it, and it's in everything.
The pollution of our environment has increased over the years. I personally have paid more attention to littering and recycling.
The environment and pollution has changed for me by getting worse. I've seen like the polar ice caps melting and like polar bears not having anywhere to live because there's so much pollution that is just melting away. So I feel like it has gotten worse because the air is thicker and people don't really care about the planet we live on. They only care about it on one day, Earth Day, but they don't think about the long effects of what they're doing today.
On a given day, how much waste do you throw out?
As a family, we throw out about 5 pounds a day, 3 to 5 pounds of trash every day.
I personally throw out about 2 to 3 bags of trash per day.
On a given day, I'd say I probably throw out maybe, I don't know, 1 to 2 pounds of waste. I'm not that wasteful, so I try to use everything up once I buy it. Like if I have produce, I try to eat everything. In trash, I throw away my trash and I try to recycle as much as possible.
Do you have recycling bins or any recycling program where you are from? If so, do you use it?
Yes, we do have it. We have the recycling that's built in with the trash people that.
I have recycling bins, and me and my family have utilized them in recent years.
There are recycling bins here in Oklahoma City. We actually just got new ones that are the same size as the trash can so we can recycle more. And I've actually been recycling since I was in middle school, and I got my parents and my grandparents to start recycling as well. I don't know what possessed me to start recycling, but I think one day I was just like, we should try recycling, and we've been doing it ever since.
Instead of using dumps, what do you propose people should do with the trash that gets thrown out?
I haven't thought about it. I don't know. As opposed to dumps, I don't know. Burn it or bury it. I don't know. Because some people do burn it, and some people do bury it because it's biodegradable.
I think people should maybe consider finding new inventions that we can create from trash or waste. It's just another way of, I guess, recycling and making use of things that could potentially harm our environment.
I think instead of using landfills or dumps for trash, we should use them as energy. So say we throw out our trash, but there's a way that we can convert it into energy to power like hospitals, buildings, businesses, stuff like that. So it's not just going to complete waste.
What are some ways that you think we can help clean up the earth?
But using of the waste. For instance, like I said, biodegradable. Um, Also working with the program you just asked me about, which was the what was that? Where they throw all the plastic away. Recycling. Have a bigger, more expanded recycling program. We could even build better machines so that we don't have pollution in the air. Build more efficient machines and waste products. So there's a lot of things we can do to make it a better, cleaner.
We can help clean up the earth by continuing to be mindful of the environment and making a conscious effort to stop littering, recycle more, and just be more aware of our surroundings.
I think we can help clean up the earth by recycling more, being better about what we do with our trash, creating compost in the community, planting trees and plants in the community as well, and just having like a hands-on effect so multiple people can get involved. I also think like community gardens and stuff like that will be good.
And here's a story from one of the interviewees.
Going off of the question, how has pollution and the environment changed for me over the years? I remember one time I was sitting at the dinner table with my grandparents. This was a few years ago, and we were watching the news, and the news people were talking about how the polar ice caps are starting to melt at a higher rate. And my grandfather talked about how whenever he was a child, they didn't have this problem of the polar ice caps and things like that, like how pollution in the environment wasn't thought about as much whenever he was a kid growing up, which was like in the 30s and 40s. So it's like through the years, it's really gotten more important for our generation in the future.
With a couple of facts from DoSomething.org, it is stated that each year 1.2 trillion gallons of untreated sewage, stormwater, and industrial waste are dumped into U.S. water. Also, pollution is one of the biggest global killers, affecting over 100 million people. That's comparable to global disease. As in the interviews were stated, waste pollution is a big problem in the world, and people may not know the complete answer to fix it, but there are some solutions out there. Some of the biggest solutions is to recycle and stop littering. And if we are able to do this, then we will be one step closer to stopping waste pollution and having a cleaner earth.